So I recently got a parking ticket in West Hollywood, California, and I will be the first to admit that it was my fault. I was parked in a zone that required a permit, which I didn't have, but parking was so packed and all I wanted to do was go to the bank for 5 minutes. I had to make a deposit at the ATM, so I grabbed the first spot I found. And as I was reaching into my back seat from outside the car to grab what I needed to go to the bank, a parking enforcement officer drove by me real nice and slow, and he didn't say anything, so I didn't bother to check the sign. Again, it's on me. But then as I was walking down the hill to go to the ATM, I saw this same parking enforcement officer issuing a ticket to someone who was parked on the side of the road. And he smiled at me and I couldn't help myself. I gave him a thumbs down and I told him it was extortion. Big mistake, obviously, which I realized immediately after I did it, and I realized that I should probably haul my way back up the hill before he had the chance to give me a ticket. So I ran to the ATM, did what I had to do. Not 3 minutes later, I come back to my car and there's a big fat ticket on the windshield. And it's fine. I'm gonna pay it. I violated the code. As much as I disagree with the entire notion and foundation of parking enforcement, I technically violated a rule, so I'll happily pay it. And I'll happily pay it because when I tracked this guy down where he was illegally parked without a permit and I had a conversation with him, I think it shows exactly what's wrong with the mentality of government officers and agents and why something needs to be done. Excuse me, sir, are you parked illegally? Do you have the correct permit to park here?
You know what, I'm exempt to anything. I can park wherever I want and do whatever I want, miss.
And why is that?
Because I am enforcing.
What are you enforcing?
What is it? What do you think I'm enforcing, miss? What does it say on my car logo?
Right, I'm asking you though, because it's your job and you're the one giving out tickets.
Okay, well, as you can read, obviously you can tell I'm parking enforcement, miss.
Right. So where does your justification to give tickets come from?
You know what? I don't know how to answer that question, but if you wanna get technical, I have a number you can call. And you can go ahead and answer them all the questions. I answer all the questions.
Okay, I just have one more question for you then.
Sure, go ahead.
Why didn't you give me a ticket the first time you pulled around?
Because I thought you were a resident.
Why didn't you check for a permit? Why did you wait until I gave you a thumbs down and told you that you were extorting people to drive back up and then give me a ticket?
Because I'm not supposed to tell you to do that. You're supposed to read the sign.
You're not supposed to tell me.
I'm not supposed to tell you
anything. So your job is just to give tickets and take money from people.
My job is not to babysit you, miss. My job is to enforce. And I thought I didn't want to hassle you. I didn't want to tell you, hey, you have a pass. I didn't want to do that. I thought you read the sign. Like, it's clearly visible. It says no parking anytime.
Well, isn't enforcement babysitting?
Kind of in a way, yeah. So I am kind of babysitting you, right? So,
yeah. So if you're going to babysit me one way,
to babysit, right?
So why didn't you babysit me the first time? You weren't doing your job then.
Because I didn't want to. I don't.
So you didn't. You only want to do your job when you feel like it.
I do my job whenever I have to.
Well, you just said that you didn't want to, and that's why you didn't give me the ticket.
I don't want to talk to you no more.